What the fuck is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I was going to... Shit. Hold on. I was gonna bring the mouse back over here. But I kind of like the aspect of me getting up to start it and getting up to end it, because it's kind of like I'm walking in, walking out, dude. It's like, all right, guys, peace out. And then I walk out the fucking room. I watch mine sometimes. I don't like to. I watch these solos sometimes. When I think I've done a good one, I fucking watch it. And I'm like, this is pretty good, because by the time you're done doing it, you don't even remember what you talked about. Even though you just said it, you're like, what the fuck was I even talking about? So then you watch it, and you're like, damn, I'm making some pretty good fucking points. That's why I say I'm talking to myself sometimes too, because if I felt like it was a good one, chances are I said something that meant something to me, or I felt deeply, and so I'm like, all right, we should probably listen to this again and see what the fuck's going on. But I got some protein powder. And it looks like I'm a little shaky. I don't know why. Probably not enough calories. I only ate a sandwich today, but that's normally what I eat. But the past few days have been kind of fucky, because I have these like cycles in my brain where I go from okay to content. Sometimes I'm either I'm really happy for a while, or I'm really fucked up in the head for a while. And there's no in between. Like, sometimes there's in between, like right now. Like, I'm very stressed. Like, I felt it in my body the past few days, and it's been hurting my heart a little bit. I'm so stressed, and I don't even know what the stress is, man. I'm just trying to well, I kind of know what it is. But I think it's the alcohol, man. Because I was trying to drink it away. But you can't drink stress away. I stress myself out so much. I give myself so much anxiety. And I'm so worried about what's going to happen. And then I fuck myself up in the present moment because I'm so worried what's going to happen in the other moment. I know other people understand. But my brain's just crazy in that way. But that besides the point. Let's stop talking about my fucking self. Who cares, dude? Come on now. I watched a fucking podcast today, and they started talking about the fact that Kamala Harris, during the debate, one of the co-hosts of her debate was her sorority sister in like this pristine, like bougie college that you have to be invited to get in. So this lady, both these ladies, I should say, were invited to get into this sorority, and now they just so happen to be on the same stage here, one asking the questions, one receiving the questions, and then this person said to be receiving the questions was said to be wearing an earpiece, and to where the company even responded on it. Let me read this. I know I talked about this a little bit, but I found the fucking actual comment. It says, following the presidential debate on Tuesday, social media users theorized that Vice President Kamala Harris wore audio earrings on stage. The Germany-based company that sells the earrings said on Wednesday that the resemblance between Harris earrings and their audio earrings is striking. We do not know whether Miss Harris wore one of our products. The resemblance is striking, and while our product was not specifically developed for the use at presidential debates, it is nonetheless suited for it. Malte Iverson, managing director at Icebach Sound, told Just the News on Wednesday. To ensure a level playing field for both candidates, we are currently developing a male version and will soon be able to offer it to the Trump campaign. That's just a joke. This is too. The choice of color is a bit challenging though, as orange does not go well with a lot of colors. Currently, we're unfortunately... Oh, yeah, that's just nonsense. Apparently, a Chinese company is trying to steal their patents and stuff as well. But it's pretty legit that company... I have faith in... When a company comes out and says some shit like that, that's how you make me have faith in your company. That's not biased. That's not... He's not saying he knows Kamala was doing something. They're not saying that Trump was doing something or not doing something. They're just stating, hey, people think that it was our product. It kind of looks like our fucking product. But, and then they made a joke about it. And obviously Trump's not going to wear earrings, but it'd be fucking awesome if he did. That'd be hilarious. What else did I learn today? I learned that I was listening to Dr. Gabor Mate again. Let me pop this in and hit this, because we're going to need it to fucking come up with some conversation subject, man. I think I'm thinking too hard about it, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about thinking. Probably. That's that doubt, baby. That doubt creeps in your mind, and you're like, oh, am I going to be able to do this? The thing is, I don't even have to try this shit. Like, my brain just automatically podcasts. It's always done it. I don't know why. That's why it makes me feel so wild all the time, because there's so many thoughts coming into my fucking head. It feels like I'm going insane, and I'm like, oh my God, don't freak out. And then everybody else on the outside's like, fuck is wrong with this guy? Why is he drinking so much? And I'm just trying to fucking calm everything down in here. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying. The thing is, and I remember what I was going to talk about. It'll tie in because I'm traumatized, obviously. If you didn't know, I'm pretty fucked up in the head. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Cody, and I'm fucked up in the head. And I talk to other people who are also fucked up in the head because I like those kinds of people. We're all misfits, and we're all just trying to keep it together, man. And we're all just trying to get through life and find our path. And I think that's what everybody is. Except the problem is, not a lot of people are willing to admit it. A lot of people like to act like they know, or they don't like to admit when they don't know. And I used to be one of those people, I'll admit it, but thing is, you can't do that. You can't do that because you're not growing as a person. You have to admit where you're wrong, admit where you're right, admit where you didn't know, because if you don't admit that you didn't know something, how are you ever going to learn? You have to admit that you don't know. You're like, oh, fuck, I don't know this. And sometimes I'll catch myself because my brain likes to think I know everything. I won't lie, and I don't. I don't. But my brain, the thought comes in like, what is it? What was it? It's just evaporated. That concept just evaporated. Fuck. Let me drink more of this and we'll find it. We'll find it in our brain. Fuck was I talking about? I don't know, but what I was gonna say earlier is that, get over here. This thing hits too hard. You gotta pulse hit it. But, alright. Where were we? Come on, brain. Kick back in. Get her in there. So, the reason I know I've changed and made progress is because I never had bouts where I was calm and just content. I never felt that way my entire life, because I've always just been on go mode. I realized that my fight or flight response is supercharged. It's like I think I talked about that on the last one. Just like my brain's always like, what do I need to run away from? That's like a response to trauma. And that's what Gabor Mate was talking about. I told you, laid in there, motherfucker. I'm sorry, that was rude. But listen, he was basically talking about all this shit is the same thing. Depression. And I think I've talked about this before. He's got a couple books called The Myth of Normal and one for ADHD called Scattered Minds. And then he's got another one for addiction and trauma called In the Realm of Hungry Ghosts. And I've read all three books. They're fucking amazing. This guy's a genius. He's a legit medical doctor. And all he did was he started looking at things as one thing. Because his thing, okay, he had this super good ass quote, and I'm going to butcher it if I don't look it up. But his main point, I'll just read it because I posted it on my story. His main point is our systems are not separate. Immune system, nervous system, emotion system. You got the psychological system. You got all these systems, cardiovascular system. Just so we take all these pieces of human. You got the cardiologists and you got the fucking optometrist and the ophthalmologist and all this other fucking shit. And yes, we need all these different fields because the human body is such a complex thing that we need to look at it like that. We need to take all these pieces and separate it out for the brain to make sense of it and understand it. But then we forget in the process that it's one system. And that's the end of his quote, is that they're just the differentiated functioning of the same super system. I've never heard it like that before. The differentiated functioning of the same superorganism. Meaning, Jesus, hold on. The Zin's fucking with me. Meaning that we're one thing, but all these other things are pieces of that one thing, and they're not even connected, he says, because connecting implies that you'd have to connect different things together. It's not a different thing. The human body is one organism, but it's got all this shit. That's what I was saying on the last one. We got all this shit going on that we're unaware of. I learned today, and let me look this up before I just rattle it off like I knew it, because I don't know it. I just heard it, so we better look it up. Is there more Wait, Gabor Mate said it, so it's true. There's more serotonin in this... There's more serotonin. I'm sorry I'm smacking my lips and getting all wild over here. I'm fucking dying. The hiccups are getting me. But there's more serotonin and dopamine inside of the stomach than there is the brain. And let's look that up and hear what Grok has to say about that. Is there more serotonin and dopamine in the stomach than the brain? Ideally, and I've heard this concept before, you have to think with your whole body. And it sounds weird to say, but you have to think with your entire body, not just trust your gut or trust your mind, none of that bullshit. You have to think with all of it, your emotion, think with your logic, think with all of it. How does this make you feel? Why does it make you feel that way? You got to think about all these different layers. That's how you make a decision. And the faster and better you get at this, the faster your brain can run through all that bullshit. So you don't have to do it like, all right, first we take this step, then it's this step. Your brain will just do it. Muscle memory and shit, you know what I'm saying? So let's look this up. Over 90% of the body's serotonin is produced in the gastrointestinal tract, specifically in the enterochromaffin cells in the gut. This neurotransmitter plays a crucial role not just in mood regulation, but also in gut function, including motility and secretion. Although the brain does not produce serotonin, the vast majority is indeed found, or it does produce serotonin, the vast majority is indeed found in the gut. While dopamine is famously known for its role in the brain's reward system, about 50% of the body's dopamine is synthesized in the gut. Here, dopamine acts similarly to serotonin, influencing gut motility and secretion, but its presence in the gut is significant enough to highlight the gut's role in neurotransmitter production beyond just serotonin. Come on, body, stop hiccuping. Therefore, based on this information, both serotonin and dopamine are present in higher quantities in the stomach, or more broadly the gastrointestinal tract, compared to the brain in terms of where they are produced. However, it's worth mentioning that the function of these neurotransmitters can differ significantly between the gut and the brain. In the brain, they are pivotal for mood, cognition, and other central nervous system activities, whereas in the gut, while they do influence mood via the gut-brain axis, their primary roles are related to digestion and gut function. This dual role underscores the complexity of the gut-brain interaction, where these neurotransmitters serve as messengers between the two, affecting not only physical digestion, but also emotional states and mental health. That's why you have to eat well and work out, because your gut, I've said this so many times, I think I used to say it actually when I first started the podcast, and I don't watch those. Please don't watch them. They're terrible. They're so bad. I don't know why I'm sitting there like, oh, God, I'm sitting there like a teacher, dude. Like I'm fucking some hot shit dude sitting here like, all right, I got my notes in front. Fucking Jesus. I was taking myself way too seriously. Like, what the hell? Hell no. But I want to know now, what role do neurotransmitters play in the gut and heart? Because there's neurotransmitters in the heart too, or neurons. In the gut, regulation of digestion. Neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and acetylcholine are crucial for controlling gut motility, secretion, and blood flow. Serotonin, predominantly produced in the gut, influences gut motility among other functions. This highlights why digestive processes can influence mood and cognition through the gut-brain axis, with neurotransmitters acting as key communicators. Mood and behavior. The ENS production of serotonin, with about 90% originating in the gut, underlines the gut's role in mood regulation. This connection explains why gastrointestinal discomfort can be linked to mood disorders like anxiety or depression. Never thought about that, but when I'm on like my tummy hurty, I'm pissed. Microbiota interaction. The gut microbiota produces or influences the production of several neuroactive substances, including neurotransmitters and their precursors. For instance, bacteria can produce gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA. Huberman talks about GABA receptors, or influence serotonin levels, affecting both local gut function and potentially sending signals to the brain. Heart rate and blood pressure regulation. Acetylcholine, the primary neurotransmitter of the parasympathetic nervous system, plays a significant role through the vagus nerve system. Why can I never read anymore? I think I'm trying to read too fast. Let me slow down. Plays a significant role through the vagus nerve in slowing heart rate and influencing the heart's electrical conduction system. This modulation helps in maintaining homeostasis under resting conditions. Stress response. While primarily associated with the sympathetic nervous system, neurotransmitters like norepinephrine, noradrenaline can also affect heart function during stress or physical exertion. Increasing heart rate and contractility to meet increased demand. This is what we were talking about on the podcast with Blair. If you wanted two organs to be connected to your fucking brain, you want it to be the heart and the gut. That makes sense. Because if tummy hurty, something's fucked up, you might be dying. Same with the heart. But all your other organs, they last a pretty long time. As long as you treat them right. Like you drink a lot of water. You probably didn't have to worry about a lot of like kidney function problems and shit like that if we were hunter-gatherers in the forest. I think I almost killed myself with alcohol. It's not funny, but I'm genuinely serious. I am 100% serious. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it or not, to be honest. But I feel like it'll help somebody. Like, if you're drinking, especially like I was, don't, dude. Stop that shit. And I know I've said this so many times before, but now I'm legitimately, like, terrified of alcohol. And I don't want it anywhere near me. I don't care if other people are drinking it. I don't care about any of it. I don't care if it's a fucking social occasion. I don't care if I'm fucking anxious up to the wazoo like I have been, where my heart hurts and I'm stressed. I'm not drinking. I don't care. Because that shit scares the fuck out of me, dude. It was bad. Like, I pulled one of those bullshits that, bro, I guess I could talk about this. Wow. Damn. So after that podcast with Blair, me, Chance, and Blair decided, well, it was Blair's idea originally, and he probably thinks that we're mad at him or something for it, which we're not. Blair, we love you. Like, there's no issue. There's nothing wrong. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I kept you up late and all this shit, but it's all right, man. I love you. You don't have to worry about any of that. I would have got myself into trouble probably anyway. So you don't need to help me, Blair. But so after that, we decided to go to the casino. So my interpretation of this is we decided to live like rich people for one night. It was a Monday night. Who the fuck gets drunk and goes to the casino on a Monday night, dude? That is a weekend activity. But then I had gotten to the casino. All I know how to play is slots. So I'm playing slots. I'll bet like $40. If I lose the $40, I'm done. I don't care. But then I gained $26. I was gonna call it quits. So then I fucking put more money in the machine, and I lost that $20. So then I gave up. Because I'm like, I just lost and gained something in the first second. I'm done already. Because I already got bored. I was already sick of that shit. So then I was waiting around for Chance and Blair to get done. And then I got home, and I was drunk thinking. So I'm like, it's only like 10:30, dude. 11 o'clock. I could probably whip up some food real quick. And then I could probably go to bed after I sit for a second, because I like to let my food digest. And then I started drinking more. Big mistake. Don't do that. Don't drink at all, actually. This is my public service announcement for if you're going to listen to anything I ever say on this podcast, and even, no. There's no even if I fall off the deep end, because I can't. I've made a contract, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But I can't do it anymore. I legit cannot. I can't bring myself to do it. But besides that, I did some stupid shit, drank a lot more. That next morning at like 10 o'clock, I finished my drink. I do shit like that because I know the hangover is going to come. So I'm like, all right, might as well push it back as long as we can. It's such a dumb mindset. This is why I am borderline. I am proud. I don't want to say that because then it seems like I got a problem. But it is a legitimate problem. I'm a bit of an alcoholic. I know I am. I got to stop dancing around the boat. Stop fucking trying to make myself seem like I don't have a problem with alcohol. And I get it that we're young and it's awesome to drink that much, but we have a problem. I know there's a lot more people out there that fucking think it's okay to drink every night or drink every weekend, and it's not good for you, dude. It is not the road you want to go down. Trust me. And I'm speaking to myself just as much as I'm speaking to everybody else. Because, dude, it could fuck you up so fast. And my main point for talking about all this like this, and I know I've talked about it before, but it's never been like this, because I've had some wicked hangovers from the amount I drink. I feel myself getting a little emotional, and don't call me gay for it, but give me a second. First of all, I do want to say, shout out fucking Cheese Nelson. When I was going through all this, it's been a stressful as fuck past few weeks. And I tend to not do so well with stress, but I'm gonna get better. I have to now. There's no other choice. That's what change is, when the pain of staying the same becomes so unbearable that you just have to change, because change is uncomfortable too. But what I was going to say is, I woke up the next morning, drank, chilled around all day. And then that next night, I thought I was okay. My stomach hurt a little bit, and I couldn't eat as much as I usually do, but I'm like, I'm probably fine. But then I went to bed all night, dude. It was cold sweats, legit waking up in pools of my own sweat, like I just got out of the fucking swimming pool, dude. And even though I was not hot, I was cold as fuck. I was just cold, sweating. I would take the blanket off, and then I'd be fucking freezing, dude. And I went and turned the AC down, because I'm like, maybe it's just hot in here, and I just don't realize it. And I went turn the AC down. I woke up like 3 times like that. And then I just went to work the next day. Or no. Yeah. I went to work the next day. And that's when I decided, like, no. Enough's enough. Because that's like withdraw. That's what that is, dude. That's like actual fucking alcohol withdrawal. Trust me, you don't want that. You don't want that shit. My body's never reacted like that. I think it takes a little bit of time. Because as you're young and it first gets introduced, it's not as bad, right? But then you keep using it and you keep strengthening that dopamine connection and strengthening that pathway. And eventually it becomes like that to where your body reacts. Because you hear about these withdrawal symptoms and you see people having to quit and like having a hard ass time, the shakes, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's why I'm shaking now. It very well could be. I'm serious. But I'm done, dude. I don't care. I don't care how much it hurts or how stressed I get. I'm not doing it. Because, like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. And of all the, like, if you look at it logically, dude. Hold on. And this is a heart-to-heart. Like, for real. Like, and I'm talking to myself just as much as I'm talking to everybody else. I'm going to say it again, but it's not worth it. It is not fucking worth it to drink at all. At all. It's not worth it at all. There's no benefit to it. And I don't understand why they give it to us societally. And I'm not saying we should get rid of it. That's not my call to make. But it's not great. It's not good at all for us, actually. And it's probably the most harmful substance on this fucking planet. Worse than heroin and crack, dude. Societally, and the impacts on society and how it impacts you and the people you love around you. There was a test in England. Let's just ask Grok, because I'm sure it's online. Let's go to shit. Just give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's see. Is alcohol the most harmful substance on the planet? And what are the pros and cons? We'll let AI lay it out for us. Because if I say it, then it's subjective and it's like, oh, fuck this guy. This is the entire internet, alright? Let's read it. The question of whether alcohol is the most harmful substance on the planet involves looking at both its health impacts and its societal effects, as well as comparing it to other substances. Health impact. Pros. Moderate consumption. Some studies suggest that moderate alcohol, particularly of red wine, consumption, particularly of red wine, might have cardiovascular benefits, reducing the risk of heart disease. This is often linked to the presence of antioxidants like resveratrol. Through these benefits are highly dependent on individual health, genetics, and consumption patterns. I'm sorry, I'm butchering how to read these words right now. I swear I read better. I swear I do. But even with that being said, red wine is proved to be like, a little bit of red wine is healthy, but not a lot. And if you want to go based off of beers and shots, it's 2 beers or 2 shots a week. Because that's what's like legitimately healthy. Huberman talks about it all the time. Social and psychological benefits. In some cultures, alcohol plays a significant role in social bonding, relaxation, and celebration, potentially offering psychological benefits through stress relief and social interaction. Cons. Direct health risks. Alcohol consumption, especially in excess, is linked to numerous health issues, including liver diseases like cirrhosis, including risk of various cancers, mouth, throat, esophagus, liver, breast, cardiovascular disease, and weakening of the immune system. It's also associated with mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Alcohol has a high potential for addiction, leading to alcoholism, which can devastate personal health, relationships, and social functioning. Chronic alcohol use can lead to brain damage, cognitive decline, and dementia. Alcohol contains empty calories, which can contribute to obesity, further exacerbating health issues like diabetes and heart problems. Societal impact. Pros. Economic benefits. The alcohol industry generates significant revenue, creates jobs, and contributes to the economy through taxes and tourism related to alcohol production, like wineries and breweries. Cons. Public health costs. The flip side of the economic aspect is the enormous costs on the healthcare system due to alcohol-related diseases and accidents. Crime and accidents. Alcohol contributes significantly to crime rates, including violent offenses, and is a leading cause of traffic accidents, family and social disruption. Alcohol misuse can lead to domestic abuse, child neglect, and the breakdown of families. We're almost to the conclusions. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not done talking. Comparative harm. Whether alcohol is the most harmful substance can be debated. Compared to illicit drugs, alcohol often ranks high in studies looking at overall harm to users and others due to its wide availability and social acceptance, which increases its impact on public health and social order more than some illicit drugs like cannabis. However, substances like heroin, cocaine, and particularly synthetic opioids like fentanyl might be more directly lethal per user but are less commonly used. I don't know about that, dude. Well, it depends. It depends. Let's just keep reading. The conclusion will wrap it up. Compared to tobacco, tobacco might cause more direct health issues and deaths globally due to its widespread use and the nature of diseases it causes, like lung cancer, but it does not impair judgment in a way that leads to accidents or violence as alcohol does. Legal and cultural context. Alcohol's harm is also amplified by its legal status in many countries, making it more accessible than many other harmful substances, thereby increasing its societal impact. In conclusion, while alcohol is not universally the most harmful substance in every context, considering direct lethality versus societal impact, it is indeed among the most harmful when considering the combination of health damage, potential for addiction, behavioral changes, and broad societal costs. The pros of alcohol, mainly in moderation and within a social context, are largely overshadowed by its cons when consumption becomes excessive or problematic. And I would even go further than that. See, there's a lot of comments like, it's liquid poison. Yeah, it's liquid poison. That's essentially what it is. It's literally what it is, actually. That's why it's called intoxication. It's a toxin. And our body takes in this toxin, and that's why we get intoxicated. Because we start to feel this toxin, because that's what it is. 2 drinks per hour, all right? That's what our body can process. Doesn't matter how big you are, doesn't matter. No, none of that matters. It's 2 drinks per hour is what your body can process. So if you slam 2 beers, you're going to feel it. I tested it. I can tell you for a goddamn fact. It's true. I thought it wasn't. But then I was like, all right, I know this information. Let's try it. That's my problem, is I have to try shit. And then I go too far and go too hard. And then I'm like, fuck, dude. But I think that's how humans learn. Maybe that's why I'm learning so fast. And I'm not saying I'm smart or anything, but I made a lot of mistakes in my life, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why when I'm telling you, quit the fucking drinking, dude. Smoke some weed. They need to fucking hurry up and make this shit legal, seriously. Because the fucking societal impact of alcohol is destroying everything. It's fucked up. We have proof that marijuana is healthier and fucking more beneficial to most people. There's some people with schizophrenic genetics and tendencies to where you shouldn't be doing it. But that's with everything. Peanuts. There's all kinds of shit. Cats. People are allergic to cats. But then there's psychedelics, which is the same thing. If you're a sociopath or if you are prone to schizophrenia, you should not try these things. But if you aren't, they're way healthier and way better than alcohol. And yet we are not allowed to have them. It doesn't make any sense. And it's to the point where I have to be fearful of my life all the time. And it's fucking stupid. Because I'm just trying to make a living, like working, just trying to go to work, fucking keep my shit together. It's hard enough to keep my fucking shit together, alright? So I smoke a little bit of fucking grass here and there, sure. Because it fucking gets stressful out here, man. But I guess that's what I realized too from Dr. Gabor Mate's thing, is that everything is stress. If you think about it, Everything's coming from a fear or stress related thing. Hold on. I can tell my heart's been working really hard the past few days. It's not good. That's what I'm saying, man. You go too hard, you're going to fuck yourself too much. And I'm hoping I didn't fuck myself permanently. But you never know. And I ain't going to the fucking doctor, so if I die, man, I hope I don't. That was my contract. That's the contract I made. That night, I thought I was fucking gone. And I'm like, alright. This might be my last fucking night. That's how bad it was, dude. I know I do think that quite often, just because I'm a bit of a hypochondriac. But this time it's like, okay, this might be the real deal. And because my heart was hurting, dude. I was fucking, those sweats and like the way everything was off. It was not working right. My entire body, dude. And then I was like, alright. And I started praying. That's what I do when I'm in trouble, man. I always talk to God. And I'm like, alright, God. I get it. I fucking get it. I've been testing my luck, man. Because, listen, I test my luck too much. And then I fucking learn the lesson. And I don't want to have to learn it hard. That's the problem. Hard lessons teach you the most, but I'm trying to get through this shit without having to do that. That's why I learned so much and shit. It's because I'm trying to not have to go through some of these hard-ass lessons that a lot of people go through. That's why I listen to podcasts and do my own, is because maybe a kid will find this one day and they'll fucking learn from my experience. I don't know. I'm just helping to help one person not make the same mistakes I'm making. And one of those big mistakes is alcohol. And I really don't know. I know we tried prohibition. The reason we're so drawn to it is because it's fermented fruit, right? So it's sugar. It's very sugary, a lot of calories, but it's empty calories. That's the problem. But it's a lot of calories. And then, like, okay, so you look at it from a hunter-gatherer perspective. If you're a hunter-gatherer in the forest, you find these fermented berries, right? And birds get drunk, I found out. Who else gets drunk? Somebody else gets drunk. Bees get drunk. Fermented flowers and then fermented berries. Or what? Fucking birds eat fermented berries and then fly. That's crazy, dude. That is insane. But my main point was that it's a high source of calories. It gives you a little bit like confidence because it impairs your judgment and thinking, so you're not worried about past and future as much. And then it'll give you, what else was I going to say? That's basically it. It's sugar. It's sugar. Think about it. Our brain's addicted to sugar, dude, because it was such a rare thing to find back in the day. The only time we got sugar was on a plant. Like not from a plant, but from a fruit. From like an orange or a banana or a watermelon. Something we find. Berries. But if we didn't find that, there was no sweet. We're not eating sweet things. And now it's everywhere. And the same goes for alcohol. A little bit of fermented berries, fine. That's alright for the human body. But now we're drinking it. Even fucking orange juice. Now that I'm thinking about it. Jesus. This is another reason to stop, dude. Juice isn't even healthy for you. It's got too much sugar. Oh my God. So alcohol has to be insane. Insanely bad for you. It's toxic sugar. That's literally what it is. Oh my God. They give us sugar and toxic sugar. That's what they're giving us in fucking... That's insane, man. And we fall for it. I fell for it myself. And my excuse for the longest time was, like, I got anxiety. I'm like, what if I go somewhere and I got to talk to people or do this? And because I'm a socially anxious person, and that's what I used it for. It lubes my brain up, calms me down, makes me feel all right. But I can't do that no more. It's not an option. Because of that contract, I told God that if whatever God is, goddess, fucking whatever the fuck you want to call it, the divine spirit, fucking the whatever it is, dude. I fucking promised that thing, that energy, that if it kept me alive, I'm quitting, dude. And I'm gonna hold up my end of the bargain. I want to stay alive. Whether you believe or not, it's better to believe. That's my fucking theory. Because you have to have faith. If you don't have faith, you have nothing. I remember not having faith. And sometimes I lose it still. And then it's just me. And that's a problem. That's how a lot of people spend their time. It's just them. They don't have anybody else watching over their shoulder. They don't have anybody else to talk to. We have a few friends, but that's it. One person's never enough. We evolved in a tribe of hunter-gatherers, like 50 to 100 people. And now we became so isolated. And what's ironic about this device is that it's connected us, but it's ironically separated us as well. Like, kids don't know how to talk to people anymore. I noticed this thing, and I don't know if I've ever talked about it, but I know in my brain that if there's an older person, like if I'm walking in the woods in Lime Creek and I walk past an older person, I know to look at this person in the eye and be like, hey, how you doing? And they talk to me back, hey, how you doing? Even, doesn't matter, man, woman, doesn't matter who they are. If they're an older person, they'll fucking look at you in the eye, they'll say hi, and it's a nice greeting. But if it's my generation, for some reason in my head, I know I could look at the ground. I don't have to talk or look at this person, and it's exactly how it goes. If I pass somebody my age, we just look down at the ground, pretend each other don't exist, and we just keep walking. It's never been like that in human history unless we're like in war or something. We're like, don't trust this person. None of us trust each other anymore. And I know that's what fucks me up too, dude. Because even like I have problems trusting people that I know love me. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to know somebody loves you and trusts you, but also to your brain trying to convince you that you can't trust these people. It's weird. It's a weird ass feeling, dude. And I know a lot of people understand what I'm talking about. And it's something you got to work on. A lot of this shit is something you got to work on. Especially alcohol, dude. If you know what my advice is for a lot of people, if you're a younger person, I meant younger than me. I know I'm young, but if you're younger than me, don't drink. Just don't even try it. I mean, I know that sounds boring and it sounds like, ooh, I gotta try everything at least once. No, you don't. I know everybody thinks that. Everybody says it. You don't have to do anything. Why the fuck are we... And that's what I was having a problem with too, is I've never been one to follow the crowd. I've always done my own shit. And with alcohol, I feel the need to follow the crowd. No. My brain's lying to me. It's stupid. Your brain lies to you a lot. And it tries to convince you of nonsense because you're addicted. You're addicted to certain things. Nicotine's the same way. And I gotta calm down with that too, because I know it's not the best for my heart. I want to watch my heart, man. I get scared about my heart because that motherfucker's the only thing keeping us alive. If you don't take care of your heart, dude, it's a problem. And I used to be overweight and eat a lot of bullshit, and so I don't know what the fuck's going on with my body. But I also don't trust... my dad bought a car. I also don't trust going to the doctor. Because I went to the doctor my entire childhood. It was never a great experience, and I never got any... I mean, I guess they helped me one time. They help. I'm not saying they don't help, but they certainly do a lot of harm as well as helping. Just out of ignorance. Oh. Hopefully, I didn't say anything. I think we're going to be alright. I was worrying that I said one of the trigger words. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down, dude. If this video gets taken down, I'm going to be pretty upset. But I don't think it will. Because I've talked about a lot of things before. See, this is the problem. You got to self-censor yourself. I'm starting to question what I can talk about and what I can't. That's how they get you, dude. You think it's all fun and games until you can't say anything anymore. That's the thing. That's why I get so worried about this shit. Why I did this shit. Why I'm open and trying to put myself out here. I'm scared. I won't lie, this shit scares me. I don't know what's going to happen, what's going to come of it. But I'm hoping to help people. But it could also, a lot of things could happen. If I get, that's why it's kind of worrying. That's why I'm kind of chilling right now. I like small numbers. I like small amounts of people watching. Because if it gets a little bigger, I'm going to start getting a little worried. Because that means I might start getting more attention. And we don't need that. We've already been banned a couple times. So hopefully they don't do it again. Because if they take this one down, dude, it's fucking 2 weeks without one. 2 weeks. That's what's on my channel. And that's what's worrying, dude. I don't want to get taken down. I'm going to see what we're at. All right. Oh my God. These solos are starting to fly by. God damn. That's insane. I don't even know how I got to 45 minutes. But that's basically the message. I'm worried. I'm always worried. That's my problem. My brain tries to run into the future and plan for a bunch of shit that might never happen. And then I'm like, fuck. And stressing about shit that might never happen. That's my problem. I know a lot of other people got that problem. But you gotta learn to relax, dude. And I'm trying to figure that out as well. Maybe we'll figure it out together. Whoever's watching this thing, let's figure out how to relax together. I've gotten alright at it. I've gotten better. But I know I still got a lot of progress to make. But that's just part of being human. Alright. I love you guys.